What's going on, guys? I am back with day number 4, and this is going to be a quick video on the template that I give to my designer and we work off of to actually make it a little easier to pass on information to him, to my designer, so that he can go about making designs, and also so that he can easily get all the information and inspiration he needs to make the design and then tell me when it's done. So actually already have a spreadsheet, but I'm going to make a few tweaks to it, and I just thought I might as well do it live here. So I'm using Google Drive, just Sheets. It's free. And I'm just going to call it Designer Spreadsheet. Now in here, I'm going to start off with, I'm going to try to just do a few columns. I think the biggest thing to know is simplicity is the absolute key. So what I'm kind of shifting towards now is the first column is just going to be a keyword or niche. So just kind of a 1 or 2 word idea to give him. So right off the bat, he sees a shirt idea and he knows, okay, this is going to be in, let's just use an example for the rest of this, the travel space. Okay, so he already knows. Now he already is thinking about travel. It's right there for me. So yeah, the first column, keyword or niche. Now the second one, what I like to do is put the text. So any text, if I want it to be text-based, I'm going to actually put in word for word with the exact punctuation what I want the designer to put on there. And that's just to completely avoid any confusion. And that way I can just spell check myself beforehand if there's anything that I have a question on. But for the sake of simplicity, let's just put something like this: get outside. So now when my designer comes in, he's going to see travel is the niche that we're focused on today, or for this design. And the text he's going to be incorporating is get outside. And then the third column, I put graphic. So this is where I'm going to specify if I have an idea of what I'm looking for. If I already know, okay, this is somewhat of the direction that I want to take, I'm just going to leave him, and I'll put graphic notes. I will leave him an idea in here. So for travel, we might do, let's just say airplane, or I'll do backpacker. So, okay. Anyway, you guys get the idea. I'm not going to dig into it too much. But so we have the keyword, text, graphic, notes. And then I like to give my designer as much information as possible. So I do inspiration, and I do that for 3 of these tabs. So what I would do is, let's say I kind of have a general idea. I'm going to just go to a few different places. One is Teespring. I'm going to check Amazon, Teespring, and just do a Google search. You never know what you're going to find on Etsy, Pinterest, travel shirts. Now guys, travel is obviously extremely broad, so, but you get the idea here. So okay. And I'm just going to look for things that I like and things that I think, okay, can we do something that maybe incorporates some of these elements? But again, remember, like I've already instructed my designer, the first thing that we went over is not to copy or even come close to anyone else's design. So we're just using elements from it so that he can kind of pull on those elements and then come up with a unique, 100% unique design. So just wanted to specify that. But you know, something like this is super simple, but that's almost so simple that I think I can do that. So I wouldn't pass that on to my designer. So this one's kind of cool. I mean, a lot of this looks like it might be clip art, but I still like the general concept of it. So what I would do is just copy the link, put it in here. Now it's going to start looking a little bit less beautiful with those links. That's okay. Amazon, that's the next. Travel t-shirts. Obviously on Amazon you might find some stuff that is you know, not Prime related, or sorry, not merch related designs or items. So you kind of have to filter through. And another easy way to do that, just since I'm on it, if I go back to Teespring, come on. So another tool I've been playing with, and I'm sure I will give you guys an update on this, but is this new Google Chrome extension, which I think a lot of people have been using. I didn't know about it until recently, but called Merch Research. And if I highlight any phrase or kind of keyword, I can just pull up all the merch related shirts. So it's super helpful. Okay, so there you guys go. So now we're pulling up all of these. So that one's kind of cool. So let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna do this one, and let's get one more in here. Now, since I asked him to, in this, I'm asking the graphic to be a backpacker, even though it's a travel shirt. I am going to just also pull up some inspiration with a backpacker on it. So any of the elements that you guys want, I just like to give, as much guidance or information as I can. Let's just see if we find any. Now the other thing you guys can do, and that I do, is if I can't find necessarily a shirt, I'll also just go to Google and I will just search for the element I'm looking for, so backpacker, and then I'll look for specifically an illustration. And again, I'm just going to reiterate it. Again, we're not copying anything, we're just taking the kind of the components of it. Maybe it's the color schemes, or maybe it's some basic styling, but combining all of these inspirations and then adding our text, completely changing the design to make it our own unique text or image, and yeah, going off that. So cool, just do this one. Awesome. And then, so I have my 3 inspirations in there, and then my next column is completed. And in this column, I'm going to put what after I've seen the design, I'm going to actually go and look at it. And let's say I look at it and the text is spelled wrong or something like that. This is where we are both going to kind of input our feedback. So my designer is going to put up there, once he's completed the design, completed. And then when I actually review it, if I see, okay, it needs some kind of revision, I will go back in there and put needs revision. And then I put the next category over is notes, and that's where I would put please change X, Y, and Z. And I also use this column here before it's completed. So if I've just given them this information, under notes I can say please blah, blah, blah. Tell them a little bit more about what I want. But let's say this one's completed. And then afterwards, I might put uploaded. And then the last column I put is paid. So have I paid the designer for this one? Not yet. Now, I normally pay my designer once a week instead of it on a daily basis or a monthly basis. So for me, it's very good to keep track and have it in here as well. Now, that's kind of a basic spreadsheet, guys, but I think you guys can kind of get the idea, and it makes it a lot easier to go back and forth through your designer and say, hey, line number 3, referencing these numbers, or line number 2, our travel shirt, you spelled the text wrong, or can you actually change the text to this, or hey, did you complete this one? Now I have this reference point, and it just puts it in one nice place. The other thing I do is just kind of for formatting's sake, but is I like to go ahead and make these stand out, and then of course you can get into color. So I also definitely highlight some when I'm done, and that's more for maybe me, but let's say this one's done, I might just highlight that right there. So that being said, guys, that is it for today. I'm going to go ahead and put this spreadsheet in the Facebook group so that anyone that's in there, if you guys want to get it, feel free to join the Facebook group. There's a link down in the description, and let me know if you guys have any suggestions or recommendations on improvements to this spreadsheet, or what's worked or made your guys' process work out a little better. But that is it for today. hit the subscribe, hit the like, and check the description for all the tools that I use on a day-to-day basis and some of my other videos on the Merch Focus 30 series. So we'll be back again tomorrow, day 5, with another video.